If you are consistently ignoring parts of yourselves because you don't like them, because you're scared of them, because they make you feel uncomfortable feelings that you don't want to feel, or because maybe you just have no access to them because you've had some really painful trauma in your life, which has caused repression of memories, repression of feelings. You know, those feelings and memories, there is a voice, there is an aspect of yourself that's attached to that. Some people call this the inner child. I definitely have several inner children that I speak to on a regular basis. And these are the parts of me that felt abandoned when young or rejected when young. You know, as a neurodivergent young girl who was like super different in personality, never mind the neurodivergence, I experienced a heckload of rejection. And I think I was also psychically gifted as well. And so I used to say things and see things around the adults that didn't like that I knew things that I shouldn't know about. And so there was a lot of silencing my voice because I had a gift and I knew how to speak. And I would often say very, very profound stuff because I see stuff that other people don't see. So what's kind of funny to me is that I'm autistic, therefore I don't see inauthentic social cues. I am blind. However, where I am blind to inauthentic social cues, I have a very sensitive, intuitive, highly accurate psychic gift. I could read people's energy. I could read it to the point where I would sometimes hear people's thoughts. Then I would just know stuff. Being around people and knowing or knowledge would just drop into me. I call it the knowing. So while I was socially blind to inauthenticity, because I am not socially blind when it comes to my neurodivergent friends who don't play at inauthenticity, those are the ones I choose. There are plenty of neurodivergents who don't show up as their authentic selves. And after a lifetime of society telling you to mask the hell up, you know, it's understandable. However, you do have a responsibility to start being your authentic self if you want to succeed in life. I can tell you now, inauthenticity doesn't get you anywhere. You'll end up settling, or you'll end up having this life that you think you want but still feeling empty, or your relationships will just lack substance. So I was blind in the one way that all adults and other children that weren't like me could see very easily. But then I had this whole host of sight and vision that other people around me didn't have. So my inner child was so stifled, silenced, hidden, and rejected. So my job, let me touch the speaker. My job is to allow that little girl within me to speak her truth, to stand up for what she believes in, to push back on adults who sort of just abuse because of the positions they're in, and to say no to systems that don't benefit anyone except the people at the top. I didn't choose this, but it is who I am. I cannot be other than what I am. I've had to go through some really hectic stuff because I spoke against things that weren't right. I spoke against injustice. I called out abuse. And most of the time people rejected me for it, or sided against me, or just gossiped about me, or lied, or spread rumors, all so that they wouldn't have to look at themselves. It's much easier. Let's project everything on Nikki. And let's make it out like she's the bad person, that she's the inauthentic one, that she's the low self-esteem one, that she's the problem, blah, 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 blah. So I've had a lifetime of people projecting their stuff on me because they did not want to look at it themselves. And you cannot be around me and not want to look at your shit, because it will be uncomfortable, because I don't even have to do anything. I have an energetic open sphere that is not protected, because I had some recently very shitty experiences of people draining my money, draining my energy, putting spells on my mental health, trying to get me to commit suicide. I'm not joking, guys. There were life insurance policies taken out against me. I'm not lying. By family members, by friends, by best friends, simply because by being in my presence, their inauthenticity and ulterior motives were exposed. Because I have that kind of vision and I have that kind of sight. The sad thing is I let so many of these people into my life, even though I could see what was in their energy field, even though I could see that they had evil intent, or that they weren't being true to themselves, or they weren't showing up authentically, or that they were lying. I can tell when someone's lying. Your energetic signature, don't lie, baby. This is science. Stop saying energy work and crystals and Reiki and all that stuff is bullshit, because it is scientifically proven. You had a nice look up my nose there. Oh, well, if that's what it takes to get you to look at the truth. So, my inner child, felt like no one liked her when she was being herself. Because when I was being myself, I didn't only speak the truth or point out stuff or have psychic knowings. There was a whole bunch of other stuff to me, but I was always 100% myself. So wherever I went, whatever I was doing, whether it was art, whether it was writing, whether it was modern dancing, whether it was school, whether it was, doing the family gatherings, all of me was present. All of my gifts, all of my knowings, all of my authenticity. And people just don't like that shit. If you are an inauthentic person, you ain't gonna like being around me. And I have finally woken up to the fact that ain't my problem. Actually, my energy is very healing. I am a healer by trade. A psychic, a healer, a mystic, a leader, bunch of other stuff, right? This is why I love working with people to help them become their most authentic selves. Authenticity, and this is scientific, is the highest frequency. It is the most positive, helpful, healing frequency there is. Being yourself. All of this stuff is kind of the gunk that covers your authentic core. And that's where your inner child sits. I always say to my clients, whatever you did when you were 6 or 7 or 8, 9, whatever kinds of things you love doing, that's generally a clue to what you should be doing with your life. So, things like, did you used to love building cars? Did you used to love drawing leaves? Because your inner child at that age, it's unencumbered. It hasn't been shoved down and repressed with layers of adults forcing you to not be yourself and be silent. And it's even more so for people who are neurodivergent. So, authenticity and your inner child. This is your key to healing. This is your key. As long as you're keeping that inner child locked up, not giving it a voice, not allowing it to speak, you are constantly rejecting your own self. You are constantly abandoning yourself. That is what inauthenticity is. Showing up for yourself, showing up to listen to your inner child, processing your emotions. Guys, this is what you should be doing. And it's such a fucking pity that pretty much every close friend I had in my life backstabbed me because it got to the point where they just didn't like how they felt around me, or for whatever reason, they did like my energy. They loved my energy. It was healing and whole. But when they realized they couldn't have it, or they couldn't just make it in their own lives, they got jealous and started sabotaging me. They got jealous of the authenticity. They got jealous of the light. They got jealous that why they don't have it. Well, Karen, it's because you've never talked to your inner child and you've never done any work. So, yeah. The sad thing is that I showed all these people the way. I showed all these people how to get in touch with their inner children, how to figure out who they truly are, their likes and their dislikes, what makes them tick. I was such a healing space because that's who I am. I can't be anything other than myself. And most of these people just got jealous and sabotaged and lied about me. I'm talking about like 98% of my friends. They know who they are. I don't talk to them anymore because I don't take bullshit. And the most recent one, we were talking about narcissism and boundaries. And, this is stuff I've worked through in my own life after being around narcissists my whole life. A narcissist does not like an authentic person because they are hollow on the inside. And they think so you must be hollow on the inside. And then when they realize it's real, because you show up as yourself every single time, they get really pissed off with that and they want to make you pay for it. So if you're a healer and an empath, this is why narcs are attracted to you. They do not go after weak people. They do not go after uninteresting people. They do not go after uninspiring people. If you attract a lot of narcs, you probably have a very high capacity for authenticity and richly experiencing emotion. And so what happened with the most recent thing is that I had told this person several times, yeah, I'm done with narcs. I don't do narc energy. I've really learned to spot one. And then this person pulled a narc mode on me, and I cut them off. And it brings me no joy to cut people off. I don't like it. It hurts me. But I also respect myself enough that I'm not going to let someone abuse me or take advantage of my energy or lie about me to others or try make me feel stupid or silly just because they're jealous that they don't have what I have. You can have what I have. Just do the freaking work. Book a session with me. Okay, bye.